to black culture in the UK?
No, well, it hasn't worked so far, so... Yeah, I was gonna say, it's been how many years since
You don't think it'll ever work?
I mean, it's been how many years have we been doing it? So, where's the quality?
So you don't
Do you
think
see it?
black
'Cause
people
I don't-
ever have equality in this country?
So you're talking about in this country?
In this country or
Yeah.
what in the West generally?
White dominated
White dominated societies.
No. Because we're tokens. We're still tokens. And the thing is, they like to use like one or two successful black people to be like, you cannot attain that, and it's like, there's three. There's three. But what I'm saying is like in big places where, you know, you can make a lot of money and, you know, you're taxed a lot. There's only about 2-3 black people in that franchise or corporation or whatever. We're still tokens. The rest of us are like, a lot of us are still trying to climb the ladder, and we're being kind of blinded by, if you go to university, get into loads of debt, and then no.
But like if you get into a certain field like at the moment, not just black people. But in terms of how it affects us.
Quick one, sorry to interrupt.
Sorry.
So say for instance, a lot of people say that other communities have managed to do so, or in comparison better, in comparison to black people. So you can say Asian communities have managed to gain better equality, so to speak, in comparison. Do you think that's true, or do you think it's just...
Do you think it's real?
Not necessarily.
Do you think it's real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? What do you see when you go to? When you say equality, do you mean in terms of how society views them, or how they?
Everything. So
Right.
probably how society views them, probably laws,
Definitely.
economics, and social.
But can I just say, they build their own. They contribute. Plug. They build their own and they contribute to their society, their growth, their social economical growth as their races. They go back and then they like go from there. They build from that. Whereas like black people, I'm not saying all, but black people tend to work in the communities, contribute to other communities instead of contributing to their own communities. So where's the growth ever going to be if we have nothing to start with? We haven't, I feel like black people as a unit, we need to gather around and be like, okay, so guys, we're only going to contribute to actual real black businesses, not this, okay, the face is a black person, but everyone behind it is, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the way that I see it. Like, you will never gain equality if you're not even in the race. You're not winning. We've been benched, my G, let me let you know. Like, not even benched, we're not even in the stadium.
We're not in the race.
We're not
So
there.
we're not in the race to do what? To gain
Equality in the West.
Right.
equality. The term is so like multifaceted.
Yeah.
Because let's not get it twisted. Asian people still face all kinds of problems in this country. Asian
Muslims
precisely. Even the term Asian is very like, obviously Asian made up of so many different places, but a lot of Asian Muslims, bruv, in the UK, are you joking about actual life? Right now, especially, they're seen as terrorists. People are being penalized on a daily basis. People can't leave their houses, and the Muslim women are at the forefront of that, like being attacked on a daily basis. So I think to make out like we're the only people facing, probably I don't think that's genuine.
Economically, I understand your point.
In the Western world, money means way more than that. So when I'm talking about economically, that's when you make.
Yeah, but
that's when you
you're-
make headway. That's when you actually have a.
But when you're getting attacked in the street, like we can't take away from
that, but they're still in the race. Like they are still.
But I don't think we should undermine their plight at all.
I'm not. But that's the thing.
Because being Asian and Muslim in this country right now is not an easy thing to be.
I'm not undermining their plight.
Socially, politically.
I'm not undermining their plight at all. The question was, are black people ever going to be seen as equal? I'm sorry, like I just feel as though we're not at all.
But do you feel like we're making any kind of progress or not?
Like equal to who?
White people, the white dominated society.
Not ever
Are we talking about white and class as well? We're talking about white middle class people? Because white working class people have a difficult time in this country as well. And we shouldn't forget that as well.
The thing is, I think I've got so many points to say. I don't even know where to start. But to go off that last point in terms of
white people, white working class have it hard as well. But there's still a big difference between a white working class and a black working class, because the struggles that a black working class person faces on a daily basis is completely different. Just for the fact that their skin is white alone gives them so much privilege. You can walk into, say for instance, Tesco, you may not get followed by the security guard. You can walk into a job interview, and the fact that you're on Bob Smith, you're more likely. I remember how many times all of us can probably attest to this. You apply for a job. My name on the job, my first name is Abdul-rahaman. I put abs, and I get way more responses just for the fact that I put abs on a CV or whatever. And yeah. Absolutely, just lying to my name, this, that, and the other. But I also think when it comes to equality, I'm so happy you made that point. Generally speaking, all over the globe, because let's be honest, every society is capitalist. Money runs everything, even the government. So say for instance, okay, so you never really get, equality is probably going to be economically, socially, and politically, right? To get political, you really need economic. To get socially as well, you need economic. And to then change the political and then social inequality is pretty much by force, in the sense that, say for instance, you was the owner of Samsung, and you said you wanted the law to, let's say we're living in, I don't know, 1850, you wanted the law of segregation to be abolished or whatever. The fact that you own half of the Western, economy, you can actively push for that law to be given. To go off of that, in terms of black people, this is what everybody knows me for. I strongly believe in building our own, because...
I'm sorry, I didn't know about that.
Oh, so yeah. So like, that probably cancels out about 8 out of 10 problems we have as a group. So say for instance, gaining employment, the fact you were talking about someone saying your head, you have to wear straight hair, all these kind of racism on the job, going for interviews, just being allowed to be black in public changes the rhetoric completely if you're self-sufficient.
Definitely. You're definitely viewed differently. You will not be viewed as a bottom feeder, if you will. Yeah. Not all of us are, but even like you're saying, even if you're a black man in a suit walking into a shop, it's a bit long still. Like, they might not even believe that you're...
You might think of putting on a suit as a front.
Exactly, as a front. They might, and that's the thing, the fact that that's even there. Whereas like an Asian man, let's put aside the social and political plight that they have, an Asian man may walk in whatever attire he likes. No one's gonna be like, I feel it. Yes. Or like, but they're not. But it depends on it's the place. If they're in an airport, it's a bit different. If they're not gonna walk into Tesco and the security man's gonna follow them like, you're gonna bomb Tesco.
They might do, and that's real talk. Like I know like people like friends, like especially like Muslim girls and boys who have been in ordinary spaces and they're just perceived differently and they're treated differently because of the colour of their skin, because of the religious connotations that they might have on their head or whatever. They're just perceived differently. And all I'm trying to say is, of course, I understand black people have a different plight, but we mustn't attempt to negate the plight of others. Because, and another thing I wanted to ask as well, I hear. No, the thing is, where you're lying if you're going to tell me that if you're a Bangladeshi woman with a hijab, you're going to be treated like sweetness in this world. Like you're lying to me.
What I'm going to say, no, you're absolutely right in what you're saying. In terms of other races have different plights, but one thing I feel like is just so important to us is that we need to understand. So it's funny because what's going on right now, but how can I put this? Black people need to stop fighting the battle of others. Because one thing that is very much in our community is that, okay, we're going to talk about LGBT, we're going to talk about racism, we're going to talk about sexism, we're going to talk about whatever it is, but it's, as a community we like to involve. I think that just goes to show about what you're saying. Why is it that you're talking about the battle of other people? We're talking about ourselves. How many people actually fight for us?
No, but I'm saying in terms of what we were talking about before, right? That's all I'm saying. Because the facts are
implying that they might have it easier than us because they have a better economic system.
And that's simply not true.
That's not true. And let's not forget though that the main reason why they've built up is because they weren't hired by white people in the first place, the same way we weren't.
But that's my point.
They were rejected by society. they're brown just like us.
But what I'm saying,
So
that
they
is
build,
my
they choose
point.
to build, so we need to do the same as
Exactly.
example.
Let me give an example.
Okay.
Yeah, a Chinese man can go to Nigeria, broke, nothing but the shirt on his back, yeah, clothes on his back. In 3 years, he's rich. Why is that?
Because we're welcoming people as Africans.
And
We allow. Cameraman.
Is it because we allow people to come into our community?
And he's probably set something up. Is that what you're?
Rather than
we
doing that.
allow people to come into our communities and set things up as if we can't do that ourselves. It's like we're waiting on a. It's like we're always the ones victims, waiting on someone to come and save us. When a white man goes to Africa, he's been seen as he's praised there,
Thank you,
taking
sure.
pictures. He's like with all the kids taking pictures.
No, it's really bad.
This African, the president of Nigeria, yeah. He was all over America squandering the money, yeah, and his own people suffer. Like I think
That's
we let
corruption
people.
and greed. What you're talking
That's corruption
about.
and greed, but I'm
Those
talking
people
about.
are allowed to come in because they'll hand over a little bit of money here and
Yeah, but
there,
why do we
but they'll be
accept it?
allowed to say,
Why do we accept
those Africans are just greedy.
Why do we
And they
accept it,
don't
though?
know how to just build. They only
that's
think
not an
of themselves and
excuse.
their
Why do we
friends.
accept it?
That's not an
I'm not
excuse.
saying we should accept it.
Why can a Chinese man go to Africa with nothing and be rich in 3 years? An African man, why is he not going to China? Or I'm not just saying China. Why is he not going somewhere and thinking, alright, I see an
That's what I'm
opportunity
saying,
here. Let
that's
me do
greed.
something.
But what I'm saying, real life.
It's not that they're open. There's just, if the Chinese man shows up with a bit of cash, why not let him do what he wants?
Can I
That's selling off your
wait,
people.
wait.
I know what you mean.
That's what I'm saying.
He's thinking, why not let them do what they want? Taking the money. That's what he's thinking.
I think that's greed and
wrong, that's
corruption.
greed.
Are we saying there's no corruption in Africa?
Big time. Big time.
I don't think, but the thing is that you're saying because he's got a little bit of money. I know my ex, he moved to Zimbabwe. He's a white boy. He moved to Zimbabwe with nothing but a hope in the gym. Because he just wanted to go there with nothing. He's thriving like this like 3 years later on. He's like having a good time. He's not worried about anything because he's like, Zimbabwe's a great country, and I'm like, I mean, you're not wrong, but still, like, he went with nothing. Like, if I was like 18 and decided, oh, I'm going to like England from like Zimbabwe with nothing but a hope in the gym,
I feel like we're not talking about like the black businesses that do exist in this country. Like I know it's very easy to say whatever, but black people have come to this country and set things up and done their thing. Do you know what I mean? Like if you see the basic things, I think sometimes we're always looking for big things. Caribbean takeaway, auntie selling material in the market. That's entrepreneurship, and we shouldn't mock
but
that.
then
That's the reason.
It's
That's the
relevant,
reason
it's relevant.
why our
He's
people-
not doing.
It's not a massive thing. It's not.
Of
It's
course,
nothing
but,
compared to if you look at others.
Of course, I'm
it's
saying,
nothing.
but if you look at the generations, things. Do you not think things will get better? So like if my granddad came here and he set up a Caribbean takeaway, next generation, my sister's setting up something else. Like, do you not think these things take time? And also another question I was going to ask.
It takes time.
I hear this is not to make like. Do we as black people want to replicate some of the same capitalist systems as the white man? Like, do we want to actually do that? And we have to ask ourselves, if we do that, what then are the implications of that? What are the consequences of that if we replicate the same systems that we know have so many problems?
So what other systems are you suggesting?
I'm just putting it out there, but I'm asking, people talk about like the economics and we need to do X, Y, and Z, which I agree with. But all I'm asking is, I don't have the answers, but I'm just simply asking, what are the consequences if we attempt to just replicate
I've
this
got an
system?
answer to that question. I feel like it's just very simple. Regardless of titles, what other systems are there apart from capitalism? Honestly, because you can have communism understanding about so many different constructs, which they say is this X, Y, and Z, but capitalism rules, period. Unless you want to change the globe. Literally, as in, I don't know how you're gonna do that one. That's all. That capitalism runs everything.
But the way we've done capitalism, I'm not anti-capitalist per se, but I think capitalism, particularly in the West, has been done in such a way that it's probably created a lot of problems.
I don't think capitalism is done necessarily negative. So, for instance, ask a white. This is going to be quite bold and generalized, but ask a white person or a good group of white people how negative do you think capitalism is?
If you talk to some working class white people, they will tell you that.
No, but a good sample size of white people in comparison to any other ethnic group, or specifically black people, I can almost guarantee you, I know I'm going by quite a general statement, like quite a few assumptions, but the rhetoric will be different. It's different for a white, for instance, white male in a capitalist society compared to a black male. It's just different on the mass scale, and that's what we're talking about. Yeah, I understand that we do have entrepreneurship. We have it everywhere, and I root for you if you're doing that. Big up to you, but the culture is completely different. Like, for instance, I think when you're talking about what's wrong with other communities coming into our communities and exploiting entrepreneurship, how many other communities actually allow you to do that at the scale that black people do? China, for instance, I remember they were talking about Uber what in China? It's so you're going to run a taxi man out of business. They do not allow you to, they're going to have tariffs, laws to manage. But in Africa,
you can go.
Everybody goes. It's just free picking. And also on top of that, we are the only community, or it's a general statement, but in comparison to other communities that are not loyal to its people, like. To invest, you can go into other communities, not exploit is the right word, but not in a negative perception. So you can exploit and take advantage of the opportunity, but you invest back into your own. We do not do that at all. We go in there, oh yeah, free, okay, yeah, we're gonna let everybody else come into our community, and we've seen it time and time again. Yes, I set up a chicken shop, but maybe I'm gonna employ Susie, Rob, and Dave. But you should be really Ade, Kumi, and Terrell, and whoever it is. But we. On a mass scale, a lot of people. The thing is, a lot of people here. Sorry to finish. Yeah, can I finish? A lot of people here, yes, because you're giving great examples, and you've probably seen firsthand that black people do this. But yeah, they do 100%. But I think we're probably a smaller group of people. If you get what I'm saying, compared to the masses, like all of us here to some degree are, I don't know, woke or whatever, and are in those kind of communities, but the majority of us are not.
I feel like black people care too much though. I feel like they care too much about things that genuinely, it doesn't affect you.
Like what?
Focus on your community.
But things that don't affect us, like what? Like what kind of things are black people too concerned about that they should be concerned about?
Like a minute ago, we were talking about another group's plight. I'm never going to knock their plight.
No, but that was just in relation to you saying that there was no plight.
That's why I'm making the point.
Yeah.
Like we're too busy caring about other communities or contributing to other communities. We have no loyalty to our own. We genuinely don't have loyalty. Okay, apart from the chicken shop.
I just
apart from the chicken shop,
we don't have loyalties because we will have corporations about loyalty. I just don't like these pathological comments about black people just being like pathologically unloyal, or do you know what I mean? I just struggle with that.
Okay, you say that. Sorry.
But wait, can I finish my point?
After you, okay. Make your point, you make it.
Okay. Where I'm saying like black people are not loyal, I'm not saying all black people are not loyal, but there is a huge majority. Not a huge
difference.
Huge
compared to other.
Yeah. If I'm comparing it, I'm not even gonna compare. I'm saying as a whole, I'm just looking at us as a community. There is no loyalty. We will open up big corporations. For instance, if somebody, Jay-Z has Tidal, his working stuff, it just came out. There's more whites than there are blacks, but yeah, you're the same one that released your album talking about you need to support black businesses, support Ciroc. Doesn't he own 50% of Ace of Spades? White people own the rest of it.
For example, do you think black people should all have Tidal because Jay-Z owns it? But that's just as an example. That if we're talking about supporting black businesses, I should be subscriber to Tidal over Spotify or Apple Music.
You should have something to do with
I'm saying you pick and choose it, but I'm saying you can. What did you say?
Professionalism and what you're offering has something to do with whether a black person will invest in you.
I feel as though he could turn around and go to those African American
HCBU.
Yeah, you can actually, people hire people from those universities before they even graduate. So you cannot tell me that there is not a large majority of people that don't have the talent or the professionalism that he could turn around and then hire.
Of course.
Yeah, no,
What
but I'm not saying that's not
you
true,
should.
though.
I feel like if you're actively saying something, actively do it. Actively do it. That's all I'm
And
saying.
you're right.
And I'm saying, and that's why I say we care too much. We care too much about how other people perceive us as a community.
And we
like,
shouldn't.
oh, maybe I should just hire, like, it's fine if I hire like a bunch of white people. It's not that deep. It is. It really is, because it breaks down. It has a domino effect.
You know what, to touch on what you're saying and what Abs was saying, what you're saying is very true. I've seen it happen. Like, there's a Nigerian shop in Peckham, Nigerian food shop in Peckham. Chinese people, Chinese food shop in Peckham. The owner is Nigerian, but he has all Chinese stuff running, all Chinese stuff. It's all to do with how people are going to see it. He wants people to think, okay, it's Chinese workers, genuine Chinese. That's what he wants people to think. I can give a whole heap of examples though.
I think that's good. That's good marketing. Because if you went into a Chinese shop, and it was all run by Nigerians, I'd be like, what's really going on here?
Well, at least a mix of Nigerians and Chinese.
There's a Chinese place in Peckham selling Nigerian food. Chinese people.
There we go.
What are we saying about that? We have no problem with that.
You can go into KFC, you can go into the places that are associated with black people, and you will find.
I want to buy but Chinese people, fine.
Right.
No, but the thing is,
It shouldn't affect the quality of the
as black
food.
people, we're quick to support other businesses.
Thank you.
Yeah, the Nigerian restaurant run by Chinese people, where Nigerians are going there. Everyone's going there.
Can I just say?
Wait there. A Chinese restaurant. Yeah, the owner's a black guy. He employs Chinese staff. Yeah, why is it different with us? But other races, they're so bold-faced to serve our food,
And
they know nothing about our culture, so they don't care.
Black hair shops owned by who? Predominantly. But you don't walk in like, oh, I won't trust you because you don't know.
But the problem is, I feel like we're talking about professionalism. That's because there's no alternative.
And so
if there's an alternative, right, that's the same price. Of course we would go there.
Like the whole Tidal thing, why are black people buying into Tidal? Why? Because they've got Spotify. They have no.
And it's like,
they don't feel like they have any reason to go to Tidal. What's Jay-Z offering that Spotify isn't offering?
I think what we're saying is, when there's an alternative, if something like, so if you've got two options, right? One is black, twice the price for half the quality. Would you go there, or would you go to the? No, but that's exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about. But I hear that. But if what I'm saying is, if there is no alternative, you can't blame black people for going to the Chinese people. Yeah, I hear you about that. But I feel like that's a very specific example with a Chinese shop. That's quite a specific example.
Listen. Black people have said, when I start my business, I will not employ a single black person. I want white people to front my business, and I've seen it. I used to work in sales.
That's an actual genuine market.
It's a marketing. Listen, I used to work in sales 3 years ago. One company I was doing telesales. I was calling business owners to change their network and stuff. I thought, you know what? I'm black. Let me call some black businesses, black-owned businesses. They will relate to me. Yeah. I called a place called something Africa Zoo Safari. Yeah. I'm thinking, alright, boom. These people are gonna be black people. Yeah. They will relate to me. I call the person now. Guess who answers the phone? A Scottish man. A Scottish man. I'm thinking. He was a white Scottish man. Yeah. I'm thinking African Zoo Safari. You're meant to. You know, understand the culture. You're having a white person front your business. Yeah, another one, Jamaican reggae something. I can't remember the name fully. No, not even. Something. Yeah. I called that place thinking, I'm gonna hear Jamaican man answer, an Irish man answers the phone. I'm thinking, what's the problem with us that we can't even have our own people fronting our businesses on the phone, like. Let alone in person.
That's probably not a black-owned business. I think we're forgetting that white people or other people, they capitalise all the time.
Which is a
Do you know what I mean?
But we let them.
But how do we stop that?
How do we stop
It's
that?
like we
then build our own,
The thing is, you're saying, my point is that you're saying it like we don't build our own. If so, take Turtle Bay for example, it's owned by one Asian man or what. Turtle Bay is just pure fakery and lies, but the way they market it, people think it's authentic Jamaican food. There are people that go to Turtle Bay or you're gonna go to My Man in Brixton. People make choices predicated upon those things. So we do have our own stuff, but sometimes people choose to do other things, which I think I genuinely believe that we need to support black businesses. I'm 100% in support. However, if there is no alternative for me to go to, what am I supposed to do?